In other news tonight, congressional Democrats are introducing legislation today to reform policy in America as President Trump is stressing law and order and sharply opposing calls to take funding away from police departments. Reporter Alice Barr is in Washington, D.C. with the latest.
On Capitol Hill today, Democrats from the House and Senate kneeling silently for 8 minutes and 46 seconds, the length of time a Minneapolis police officer pinned George Floyd's neck under his knee. Lawmakers then unveiling new police reform legislation, including bans on chokeholds and no-knock warrants, and a national database to track police misconduct.
We're here today in search of that vision, liberty, and justice for all.
At the White House, where a newly constructed fence has become a canvas for memorials to George Floyd, President Trump huddling with law enforcement leaders today and tweeting law and order, not defund and abolish the police.
You eliminate police officers, you will have chaos, crime, and anarchy in the streets, and that's something that's unacceptable to the president.
Defunding and disbanding police agencies became a rallying cry of protesters nationwide. Now, a majority of the Minneapolis City Council is pledging to dismantle its police department and recreate public safety systems, while the mayor of New York vows to cut NYPD funding for the first time and redirect that money to other community resources.
We've got work to do. There's no question.
Seattle's police chief supports more funding for social services, but stresses police will always be needed.
Who's going to take the calls of domestic violence, internet crimes against children, rape, robbery, vandalism?
Calls for justice now shifting to practical policy change as leaders try to come to grips with a systemic struggle that spanned generations.
Now, before the Minneapolis City Council could move toward defunding the police department, the city charter may need to be amended, which would require a question on the ballot in the next election. Currently, the city charter requires the council to fund a police force that is proportionate to the population. Minneapolis's mayor says he believes reform in the department is possible, but the main obstacle to change is the police union and not being able to kick problem officers out of the force. Later on Valley News Live at 6, information on a drive-up immunization event this week in Fargo.